Hey now, how is everybody doing? Welcome to Red Alert Diaries Live with Tanya E. Hood. I'm glad I get the chance to see you again. And if you listen to this morning's episode, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being there and allowing me to join you on the journey. Today is the final episode for season 3. We have gone through a lot of conversations. I've shared a lot more. I've listened and heard what you have told me about what I've been giving and how I've been sharing and how it's supporting you. Well, for that, I'm thankful because something good had to come out of all the mess that I went through. And I'm glad that the lessons and the strategies, the things that you're applying. So thank you for those of you that have reached out to me to let me know that one something out of the numerous episodes have been supportive for you. That brings my heart joy. It also lets me know, and it is a big reminder, that the things that we walk through in life, it may feel like it's difficult for us, but you're walking through it because somebody on the other side may need your journey because you have the strength to stand in it. You, if you're already on the other side, you were there because somebody else needed your strength. And if you find yourself in the middle of it, well, you can get better. Things, they do eventually get better. It takes longer than we want lots of times because I know in the middle of my mess, when somebody told me, oh, there's greater at the other end, I don't want to hear that. I didn't believe that. I didn't trust that. Because when you're in the middle of the storm, all you see is the chaos. One of the things that I shared in a highlight from this morning's episode was pause. If you pause in the middle of what you're going through, it gives you the opportunity to breathe just a little bit. And for some of us, we need that moment because a minute is way too long. If you have gone through some chaotic situation in your world where you are struggling to try to figure out how do I get to the other side, just pause. I shared in the past 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes on the edge of my bed was my centering point. It took me a long time, y'all, to get beyond that 5 minutes where things felt like they were settled enough, where peace was in my world enough for me to be able to say, okay, I can see the light. It still feels like I'm struggling and tumbling through this, but I see a light. If you find yourself in that space, know that it's okay. And this morning's episode is my thank you. Thank you for others that have joined me on the journey because I've had some amazing guests. They poured out elements of what they teach, share, and show to give you support. So go back and listen. You heard the highlight clips, and if any of those resonate with you, go back and look at the full episode. They're packed full of nuggets, a lot of great insight. Learned a lot along the ways myself. And some of these things that I am asking people to join, to share, to teach, to show, so that you can have support. It's because I didn't always have it. You see, when we find ourselves in the middle of our own storm, it is hard. It is hard for us to see that there is someone else that has been walking through some elements of what we are currently walking through. I didn't think that anybody else understood what it meant to try to figure out how to raise two sons alone when you never wanted to be a single mother. With a younger child that had health concerns and you were still trying to figure out how to keep a roof over their head, clothes on their back, food on their stomach, keep them emotionally stable because of your breakdown in your relationship or the loss of a job. Because in aftermath of my divorce, I had all of that at the same time. And if you are facing multiple moments of chaos, it's hard. And you think you're by yourself. And it makes you wonder, who can I ask to help me? Where can I get some sort of support? Well, that's what these episodes are for. That one little nugget, something quick. There's a reason that my episodes are not very long because for a long time in my life, y'all, I could barely get to the 5 minutes, let alone anything much longer than that. So I try to make these episodes quick moments as much as possible. And moving forward, season 4. Season 4 is going to have me reveal a little bit more to you because some of you have shared that you like the one strategy that each episode brings, but you feel like there's a little bit more that you want to pull on for that. So I'm going to start sharing a little bit of what I teach, share, and show my clients. give you some snippets of what that is. And if you feel like you want more, just let me know and we can go deeper. In the meantime, I give you those pieces so that you can have what you need. And leave your comments below. I appreciate the comments that some of you have shared with me, letting me know that you like what I'm sharing and that it resonates with you. And also, for those of you that inbox me, because not everybody sees this on YouTube. This year is the first year I've decided to share and expand more on this platform. So some of the other areas that the podcast is showing, I see your comments and I thank you for it. And it lets me know where else I need to start moving through. And one of the things that you all told me was how you keep resetting. How did you get through that? And was there a different strategy? Was there more than what you did? Those questions, those questions are questions I'm going to start answering in season 4, walking you through another touch point of my reset. And since I get so many conversations about the reset, reset professionally, reset personally, reset emotionally, reset spiritually, reset. Yeah, I know how to go through various reset moments. Seems to be my journey. And when I did one episode, one of the hosts, she called me the reset queen. Well, I'm thinking I like that, so I want to thank you for that term. So I'm going to start walking through. But I don't want to be known as the queen because what I want to truly give you all, strategies. So moving forward, I am beginning to bundle those strategies into an easy space and place. So I'm putting together an app that gives you reset strategies, an app that gives you touch points that you can use to help you on the journey. And I'm gathering some friends along the way. I'm not the only one that has insight that can share because I'm giving you my life points and I've gone through a lot of things. But in the midst of those life points, there are some individuals that have dug a lot deeper into some strategies because I didn't need those. But strategies, oh, I am surrounded by a lot of other individuals that have strategies that they can give and to pour into you. One of the first guests that you saw, if you looked at the highlights this morning, Mr. Maine Wells. She gives you greater insight into the financial arena. And I've gone through my financial reset, clearing up $35,000 worth of debt that was left to me in the aftermath of my divorce in 2 years. There's a strategy that I used, but it is not the strategy that she provides, which is something a lot more people walk into as a strategic element. So when I bring in other individuals to share their story that gives you insight, they have a touch point that can dig deeper in an area that I did not traverse. Because I can show you how to clear up the $35,000 using this financial strategy that I walk through. But not everybody wants to use that strategy. So there's diversity that shows up. And I'm going to have more guests that will come in and give their reset story. Like I have a special guest that's going to show up in season 4. She is now a brand new mom, walking through with her baby being almost a year old now. She had some great insight to help you reset because she had to reset her business. She had to reset how she functioned with a newborn baby. And she is doing some amazing things. So I'm looking forward to you seeing that future episode along with several others. But for today was my moment to say thank you. Today was my moment to wrap up season 3, move into some new journeys, expand a little bit more on what's coming next. So if there's something specific that you find yourself walking through, leave your comments below. I'm going to pull out a little more insight about some of the people that I speak to because I have two sort of basic people. I speak from a business perspective because a lot of what I teach, share, and show, I shared in corporate America first. And I wanted to take that element out of corporate America and bring it into our personal life because sometimes we tend to segment ourselves. What we do professionally, we don't always do personally, but there are a lot of great skills that you learn there. And the other thing, in this day and age where we have teleworking, the hybrid element, and how we're bridging the gap, those pieces about who you are in your personal environment that makes you the connector, that makes you the person that sees. Even though we're doing this virtually right now, there are some of you that can almost look through the screen to see the heart and soul of the other person on the other end. and you have a unique way with your heart-centered soul to connect to them. I'm going to expand a little bit more about how you show up personally, how it can be used effectively professionally. Because when I started really becoming more congruent with who I am, because I was raised at a time period where it said how you show up in a professional setting. You do not have to do that in a personal setting. Well, some of those things need to crisscross. I do have a professional element in how I teach, share, and show and how I function. As an electrical engineer by discipline, project manager by trade, my natural, logical, analytical mind functions well in my professional environment. I was told that it did not work well in my personal environment, but that skill set was the one skill set that I had to tap into a little bit more to keep me sane, to keep me whole when I was going through the chaos and the aftermath of my divorce. It was in that moment that I chose to let Tanya be Tanya everywhere. Now, granted, having said that, there are pieces of who you are that you show in certain areas because some of the parts in my professional world just doesn't fit at home. And it doesn't need to. But I got that skill in my hip pocket. Moving forward, I'm going to show you how to use your strengths and skills and know where to place them because there are some personal skills that you are naturally born with, your natural talents that you can start utilizing on a professional basis that will get you that promotion that you have been seeking. Because it was taking a personal skill that got me the opportunity to get promoted 3 times in 3 years. Ah, how about them apples? It was also the professional element about who I am that I applied personally that helped me settle my home a lot more, which gave me a lot more peace, a little more structure, and greater insight, y'all, when I came to having to choose how to deal with relationships once again. Because after my marriage the first time, I wasn't doing that thing anymore. But when I started applying elements of my professional skill set, making clear thoughts to bring my mind and my heart into a congruent nature. Oh, yeah, I know. This new marriage now with my best friend, I am loving the fact that I opened my heart up again to love once again because I'm enjoying myself, y'all. The journey that Eric and I are on at this time brings me such joy, brings me peace, it stabilizes me, and it gives me the chance to do this, show up for you, give insight for you, and join you on the journey. And so, rounding out this last episode of season 3, looking forward to new elements of how to reset come season 4, which starts next week. So, I'm looking forward to seeing y'all. Let me know your thoughts when you see how I've done some revamping, some revising, some resetting. This is going to be great. So, look at the highlights from this morning's episode. And for those individuals that you see, reach out to them. Let them know that you see them, that you appreciate them being present. I'll make certain that their information is located below and in this morning's episode if I forgot to do that, because now I couldn't recall. At any rate, in the meantime, this is Tanya E. Hood walking in my purpose. And I want you to do the same. So take care, everyone, and I'll see you next season.